Is it possible that Muhammad is prophesied by name in the Bible? Well, Muslims say yes. They say he's found in Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16. Why? Because the Hebrew word Mahmadim, meaning altogether lovely, sounds remotely similar to the word Muhammad. Therefore, it's got to be him. Personally, I think this should be embarrassing. Why? Because look at the Quran. The Quran says they are the ones who follow the messenger, the unlettered prophet, whose description they find in their Torah and the Gospel. Now, this comes from chapter 7, verse 157 of the Quran, and note specifically it says the Torah and the Gospels. Well, Song of Solomon is in neither the Torah nor the Gospel, and it never says he's found in the wisdom literature or poetry, which is Song of Solomon. It's so obvious, even in the footnote of where this passage is found, the Islamic scholars do not include Song of Solomon in a potential list. Song of Solomon is an erotic love poem. Thankfully, our text does not fall into the more erotic part, but here is the one who is beloved, the woman, and she's describing her man and his cheeks, his lips, his arms, his body, his legs, his appearance. His mouth is sweet. In verse 16 is where we get the prophecy supposedly of Muhammad, where it says his mouth is most sweet and he is altogether desirable, or lovely, as some translations say. To say this is Muhammad distorts both the text and the context. It just doesn't fit. The word means extremely lovely. It's used 13 times in Hebrew Bible. For example, for Ezekiel's wife and Hosea and in other places. It never refers to a person named Muhammad. It's an adjective, it's a descriptive, it's not a person or a noun at all. Secondly, the word is plural. This is not an ending for royalty, as some try to say. And also, Muhammad isn't a plurality. Third, nowhere do we find any reference in the Quran or Hadith saying this is Muhammad. It just isn't there. The context is clearly an erotic love poem. Would a Jewish woman be talking about the sweetness of the mouth of a man 1400 years in the future when she is dead and he is not yet there? Yet she can speak confidently about his mouth while she's dead? It just doesn't even make sense. It gets kind of freaky weird. Secondly, any word can be stretched. Let's take the word Baruch, which is the Hebrew word blessed. And we could say, well, Baruch sounds like Obama. Obama is prophesied in the Psalms. Obama said, I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody. Therefore, Arab nations should share the oil money with all nations equally, so hand it over. It's the same bad logic. They say the word almost sounds like it's Muhammad, so it is Muhammad. Therefore, Muhammad is prophesied in the Bible, and this proves he was a true prophet. Well, this is just dumb. And even if he was prophesied, it doesn't mean that he is a true prophet. Cyrus of Persia was actually prophesied by name 100 years prior to his arrival. But the prophecy did not make Cyrus a prophet that we should follow today. Overall, it just doesn't make any sense that this could or should be Muhammad.